Welcome to the recorded webinar on how you as an employee of Compass will fill out your 2012 performance appraisal within the Performance Object system. Once you've received your login email, you will log into our system using your work email and the password provided. You will then arrive at the workspace page. Here you will see your name in the top left-hand corner, as well as your supervisor's name and your department. The area called Task List is where any tasks that are waiting for you will be. In this case, you will only have one, which you can click on. Because this is your first time using the Performance Object system, you will be faced with a selection of two options. We are going to do this recorded webinar based on the fact of choosing the first option. The first option says that you do in fact have existing KPIs that you have been working towards in the 2012 fiscal year and that you would like to be assessed on those prior to setting KPIs for the next year. The second option says you do not have existing KPIs. We are going to choose the first option. Once I make this selection, I will now be given an opportunity to enter the KPIs that I have been working on in the 2012 year. I may have some suggested initiatives, or I may have my own initiatives that I can add. I'll show you an example of both. To choose from the suggested initiatives, simply click on the button and all 35 suggested initiatives will appear. Click on any that have been applicable to you and that you have been working towards and click Save. Once you have done this, you will see that those suggested initiatives are now populated within your initiative section. You can click on the Modify Initiative link and now add the actual content to these goals that is applicable to you. For the sake of this demonstration, we will just be adding text. Click on the Save when you are done. This will save any changes that you have made. You can do this for your other initiative as well, or if you have initiatives or KPIs that you have created yourself, simply click the Add an Initiative link to populate a blank KPI section. You can fill in the information that is applicable to you, and when you are done, click Save. So now that I've entered both independent KPIs as well as suggested initiative KPIs, the red button lets me know that I still have text that I need to fill out. When you choose a suggested initiative, you need to make sure that you fill out the additional boxes that are necessary. When everything is complete on your page, what you'll notice is that your Share with Manager Supervisor button is now active and able to be clicked. This button will now share these goals with your direct manager or supervisor, who in this case is Nina Watts. So I feel comfortable with everything that I've added, and I'm now going to go ahead and share with my manager. My performance plan will now be reviewed by my supervisor. Once my manager has committed my plan for the 2012 year, I will then receive another email letting me know to come back into the system as I now have a task to commence my self-assessment. This task means that I will be commencing assessment of the 2012 year as well as setting up my goals for the 2013 year. What you can see is 4 tabs across the top. The first tab is where I will now rate the KPIs that I set for myself. By simply clicking on the red boxes, I'm able to open the KPI that I set and read what I said I was going to do and provide a rating from unacceptable performance to exceptional performance. You can make a radio selection as well as add comments in the comment box. By simply clicking the Save and Go Next, I'll automatically move forward to my next KPI that I can once again review and provide a rating for. And finally, my third KPI, which I will once again review and then provide a rating and comments. And then I can hit Save. This now means that I've completed the portion of actually rating my KPIs for the 2012 year. All of my checkboxes are now green, letting me know that this section is complete. I can now move over to the second tab and I can rate the values and skills portion, which is applicable to the all Compass employees. Once again, I have 5 different options that I can choose from, as well as an opportunity to add comments to support the selections that I've made in the comment boxes. Simply go through and make a selection for each one. The yellow highlighting lets you see which ones you still have left. When I've completed this section, I now have a tab that says Set Next Year's KPIs. What this is now asking me to do is reflect upon whether the fact I would like to carry forward the existing KPIs into the 2013 year, whether I would like to delete some if they are no longer applicable, or whether I would in fact like to add an initiative. Once again, by clicking on the Add an Initiative link, I can enter a new existing KPI, as well as other information that is applicable to that KPI, and save. If there is a KPI that is no longer applicable, so here's my new KPI, if this one is no longer applicable for 2013, by simply clicking on the Modify link, I can in fact delete it. This means that I don't want to carry this KPI forward into the next year. Or I can use the Suggested Initiatives box once again and select from the 35 options provided to me. If I'm happy with the selections that I've made for 2013, I can move on to the last tab, where I have opportunities to create some personal development. Here I have a series of questions for the employees. Once again, you want to fill in the information that's applicable to you. Target date, completion measure, and so on. And then you have a final area of comments as an employee. Once I have completed all 4 sections of my review, just to review, those are rating this year's KPIs, rating my values and skills, setting my fiscal KPIs for the 2013 year, and reviewing my personal development plan, I can go ahead and share with my supervisor. This then completes my portion as an employee of the performance review. Your plan has now been shared with your supervisor, and your supervisor will have the same opportunity to rate you on both this year's KPIs and your values and skills, as well as see the plan that you have set for yourself for 2013. And that completes the recorded webinar.